What if I told you that centuries-old wisdom holds the key to mastering the art of letting go, even in our hectic digital age? Imagine the freedom of not letting every small inconvenience ruin your day, of not feeling tethered to the need for approval, and finding peace in the present moment. This is the promise of Stoicism, a philosophy that, despite its age, speaks directly to the struggles of today. Think of how much lighter life could feel if we stopped sweating the small stuff, or, more importantly, if we learned to focus on what truly matters. So, what would it take for you to loosen the grip of life's worries and anxieties, to release the stress over things beyond your control and root yourself in a deeper peace? Over the next few minutes, we're diving into 7 powerful Stoic principles designed to help you care less about the trivial and find clarity in the chaos. With each principle, you'll gain insights not just into the teachings of ancient Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, but also into practical ways to live with intention today. But here's the challenge. Are you ready to apply these principles? To truly let go, you must be prepared to confront yourself and your habits. So, stick with me to the end. I promise the final principle ties everything together in a way that's worth every second. Let's begin with the foundation of all Stoic thought, focusing on what you can control. 1. Control what's within, release what's without. Imagine this. It's a peaceful morning and you're enjoying a hot cup of tea. Just as you're about to take a sip, something unexpected happens. Your cat knocks the cup over. The drink spills, and suddenly, the calm you had hoped for slips away. Now, think of your reaction. Do you blame the cat? Do you lament the loss of your morning peace? Or do you laugh, realizing how often life throws us these curveballs? Stoicism teaches that we suffer more from our interpretations of events than from the events themselves. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," reminding us that the real hardship often comes from how we choose to react, rather than the event itself. So, what would happen if you reframed situations like the spilled tea? What if, instead of succumbing to anger, you simply accepted it as it was, a minor inconvenience? This principle, control what's within, release what's without, is a reminder that while life's challenges are inevitable, our reactions are our own. We can't control every spilled cup, every delayed train, or every offhand remark from others. What we can control, however, is how we choose to respond. Are we letting these things ruin our day, or are we keeping our composure? Consider this. Every day, life presents us with an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and self-control. The next time your Wi-Fi slows down during an important video call, or your favorite snack is out of stock, try pausing before you react. Ask yourself, is this really worth my peace? Does getting angry make the situation any better? For the Stoics, every encounter with the unexpected was a chance to practice virtue. If you can control your reaction, you gain a small but powerful victory over yourself, a step towards mastering the art of not caring. Each time you respond calmly to life's disruptions, you strengthen your ability to let go of things that don't deserve your energy. In our age of social media and instant gratification, it's easy to get caught up in petty frustrations. But this principle is a reminder that true strength lies in discipline, not in reacting impulsively. The world will always throw challenges our way. As Seneca observed, it is not the cold pizza that disturbs us, but our interpretation of it. Your peace depends on your ability to distinguish between what matters and what doesn't. In the end, it's a choice, to be disturbed by the little things or to rise above them. Mastering this first principle of Stoicism can be transformative, setting the tone for how you approach each day. Once you learn to let go of what's outside your control, life's challenges become a little lighter, and you'll find yourself more at ease. Are you ready to embrace this mindset and control what's within? Let's move on to the next principle, where we dive into the power of living in the present moment. 2. Embrace the present moment. How often do we find ourselves physically present, but mentally lost in another time? We're scrolling through our phones while walking outside, sitting at the dinner table but ruminating on the past, or working while stressing about tomorrow's challenges. Stoicism encourages us to see this habit for what it is, a missed opportunity to experience the fullness of now. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and emperor, urged, "Do not let the future disturb you. You will arrive there if you are meant to, by nurturing your present." The art of letting go starts with embracing the moment we're in, without letting regrets or worries pull us away from the here and now. Think about it. Each moment you lose to the past or future is a moment of life unlived. What could you gain if you truly committed to experiencing life as it unfolds? Imagine sitting outside on a beautiful day, the sun warming your face and the wind gently blowing. If your mind is racing with thoughts of yesterday's troubles or tomorrow's unknowns, you're not really present. You miss out on what's real, the sensations, the sounds, the opportunity for peace right in front of you. The Stoics recognized this truth, which is why they placed such emphasis on anchoring oneself in the present. But how do we do this in a world filled with constant notifications and endless to-do lists? Start small. When you're eating a meal, savor each bite rather than thinking about your next task. When you're with a friend, listen deeply without letting your mind wander. Practicing this kind of mindful presence can help you not only experience life more richly, but also detach from the anxiety that often comes with focusing too much on what we cannot control, whether it's in the past or future. Stoicism teaches us that the present is all we ever truly have. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself often to value each moment as if it were his last. This practice of intentional presence, known as mindfulness in modern terms, is a foundation for learning to let go of what does not matter. The next time you find yourself drifting to past regrets or future worries, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what is right in front of me now? This question is a powerful way to bring yourself back to what's real. When we give our full attention to the present, we find a sense of calm and clarity that becomes increasingly harder to shake, even in difficult times. Life moves quickly, and often the most precious moments are the simplest ones: a shared laugh, a quiet walk, the feeling of gratitude. To experience these fully is to honor life itself, living it in its richest form without the distractions of what was or what could be. By embracing the present moment, you give yourself a gift, a reprieve from the rush of life. You learn to live without the noise and worry, to let go of unnecessary concerns, and to become more at peace with yourself. This mindset is central to Stoicism, helping us to connect deeply with the reality of our lives. Are you prepared to leave the worries of tomorrow and the regrets of yesterday behind? If so, let's explore the next principle: accepting change as nature's way. 3. Accept change as nature's course. How often do we resist change, clinging to the familiar even when it no longer serves us? We prefer routines, steady relationships, and predictable outcomes. But life, by its very nature, is in constant motion. Seasons change, rivers flow, and people evolve. Stoicism reminds us that change is not something to be feared, but embraced as an essential part of nature itself. Epictetus, another revered Stoic thinker, observed, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Consider the world around you. Nothing stays the same. A tree grows, sheds its leaves, and blooms again. The river carves new paths as it flows, reshaping the landscape. This same principle applies to our lives. The Stoics teach that fighting against change is like swimming upstream against a powerful current. It only exhausts us, robbing us of energy we could otherwise direct towards something constructive. By accepting change, we allow ourselves to move harmoniously with life's natural rhythm. Why do we fear change so much? Perhaps it's the unknown, the loss of control. But Stoicism encourages us to release this need for certainty, recognizing that we are participants in a larger design. Think back on the unexpected events in your life: job shifts, breakups, relocations. How many of these changes ultimately led to new insights, strength, or opportunities? Often, what we initially resist transforms into something valuable if we allow it. The Stoics understood that change is the essence of growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote that each twist and turn in life is like a brushstroke on the canvas of our existence, creating a unique masterpiece over time. When you resist change, you not only limit your potential, but also risk missing out on the beauty that emerges from life's unfolding. Imagine you're standing on the edge of a river, watching the current flow. You could jump in, struggling against the current in an attempt to maintain your footing. But what if you let yourself flow with it instead? You would experience the river's power without exhausting yourself, finding a way to work with it rather than against it. Stoicism invites us to adopt this mindset, to flow with life, adapting to its changes rather than fearing them. Accepting change as part of nature's course doesn't mean passivity. It's about resilience and flexibility. It's about finding strength in adaptability. When we resist change, we create suffering. But by embracing it, we align ourselves with life's natural progression. This is where true freedom lies, not in controlling every detail, but in accepting life's inevitable shifts. Are you ready to release your grip on the familiar and allow life to guide you toward growth? When we stop fighting against change, we gain peace. Now, let's delve into the next principle, where we explore the importance of finding validation from within. 4. Detach from external validation. In today's world, where likes, comments, and shares can feel like measures of our worth, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. Imagine a life where you're free from the pull of others' opinions, where your sense of self isn't tied to external applause or criticism. Epictetus once noted, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." In other words, we often create our own suffering by relying on others to validate our worth. Why is this so difficult? Social validation has become woven into the fabric of modern life. We crave feedback, affirmation, and approval. Yet Stoicism encourages us to find value from within, to anchor ourselves in a stable foundation of personal values and self-knowledge, rather than in the fluctuating judgments of others. What if you could break free from this cycle? How would life change if you could act confidently without looking over your shoulder for approval? Consider this. When we let go of needing external validation, we reclaim our peace. We no longer rise and fall with the approval or disapproval of others. This doesn't mean we reject feedback or isolate ourselves. Instead, we recognize that our worth isn't up for public voting. Your character, your actions, and your principles define you, not a number of likes or passing comments. Imagine you post something online, hoping for positive feedback, only to receive criticism or silence. If your sense of worth depends on this feedback, your peace is at the mercy of external forces. But Stoicism teaches that true freedom lies in self-validation. When we stop letting others dictate our mood or worth, we cultivate a deeper, unshakable confidence. We become our own judges, measuring ourselves against our own values rather than others' expectations. Stoicism doesn't suggest that we ignore all feedback, but encourages discernment. We should value the opinions of those who share our principles or whose insight helps us grow, but we should also be cautious of allowing fleeting opinions to unsettle our peace. By detaching from the constant need for validation, we build inner resilience, a wealth that cannot be easily shaken. Reflect on a time when someone's opinion affected you deeply. Did it disrupt your peace or alter your path? Was it truly worth it? The Stoic approach would ask you to consider whether that opinion aligns with your own values. If not, why give it power? In this way, Stoicism teaches us that self-worth is cultivated internally through self-reflection, integrity, and adherence to our own ethical standards. When we master this principle, we unlock a new level of emotional freedom. We become grounded, confident, and centered. We are no longer swayed by passing opinions, for we have built a solid foundation within ourselves. The world around us will always have its judgments, but as Epictetus teaches, it is our imagined anxieties about these judgments that hold us back, not the judgments themselves. Are you prepared to value yourself on your own terms, rather than by the whims of others? As we move forward, let's look at how embracing life's natural cycles can further deepen our ability to let go. 5. Recognize life's natural cycles. Life is a series of beginnings and endings, each phase naturally giving way to the next. In Stoicism, this concept is central to finding peace amidst change. Marcus Aurelius observed, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Like the cycles of the seasons, life itself ebbs and flows. Trees shed their leaves only to sprout new ones, and day turns into night. The Stoics teach us that just as we accept the changing seasons, we should accept the cycles of gain and loss in our lives. Reflect for a moment. How often do we struggle to hold on to things, whether they're relationships, possessions, or phases of life? We grasp at the familiar, fearing what we might lose or what may change. But if we view loss as part of nature's rhythm, it becomes less frightening and more a reminder of life's impermanence. The Stoic approach is to appreciate what we have while it's here and let go gracefully when it's time for it to pass. Consider a cherished item or memory you once held dear. Maybe it was a favorite possession or a period in your life that has since passed. While these things brought happiness, clinging to them indefinitely would prevent us from moving forward and experiencing new joys. Recognizing life's natural cycles allows us to release our attachments in a healthy way, seeing each chapter as part of a larger story. This principle invites us to practice gratitude for the present and acceptance for what's past. Imagine how much more freely we could live if we acknowledged that all things are transient. Would you cherish your loved ones more, knowing that time together is finite? Would you hold on to past grudges less tightly, recognizing that life's currents move forward regardless of our resistance? The Stoics believed that by embracing life's cycles, we find liberation. We become less consumed by what we have or lack, focusing instead on the richness of each moment. This approach frees us from the burden of clinging to what was or fearing what might be lost. It reminds us that every ending makes room for a new beginning, each loss shaping us into something new. In accepting life's natural cycles, we learn to approach change with humility. We align ourselves with nature, moving in harmony with its rhythm rather than resisting it. Loss, as the Stoics teach, is not a tragedy, it's a transformation. Just as a leaf falls to make way for new growth, each transition in our lives offers a new perspective and a chance to grow. So, as you navigate the changes in your own life, remember this Stoic wisdom: embrace the cycles, accept what comes, and release what goes. In doing so, you'll discover a deeper peace and resilience within yourself. Now let's shift to the next principle, where we explore how to find strength through adversity and view life's challenges as opportunities for growth. 6. Seek growth in adversity. Adversity is inevitable, and life presents us with challenges that test our patience, resilience, and inner strength. For the Stoics, these challenges are not to be feared, but embraced. Seneca observed, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Stoicism teaches that life's hardships are like training for the soul, opportunities to develop resilience and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic approach is to ask, "What can I learn from this?" Imagine a time when you faced a significant challenge. Perhaps it was a demanding job, a broken relationship, or a health setback. Initially, it may have felt overwhelming, even unfair. But over time, perhaps you emerged stronger, wiser, or more empathetic. This is the transformative power of adversity. Rather than avoiding challenges, Stoicism encourages us to see them as part of life's natural process of growth. What if, instead of wishing life were easier, we became stronger? Instead of hoping for fewer obstacles, we learn to navigate them with grace. Each difficulty we encounter is like a weight we lift in the gym of life, building our inner strength and preparing us for even greater challenges. By welcoming these tests, we expand our capacity for resilience and courage. The Stoics believed that adversity provides a unique kind of wealth, inner riches that cannot be bought or taken away. When we overcome hardship, we gain not only experience, but also a fortified spirit. We develop skills in patience, endurance, and adaptability, which become invaluable assets for the future. In this way, Stoicism teaches us that there is a lesson in every struggle, a chance to grow stronger and wiser. Consider the story of a delayed train. You're running late, and the frustration begins to build. This moment may seem insignificant, but it's an opportunity to practice patience and let go of what you cannot control. By viewing this minor setback as a chance to strengthen your patience, you transform frustration into a moment of growth. Each small act of resilience prepares you for larger tests in life, helping you develop a calm and composed mind. Stoicism encourages us to adopt a proactive mindset when facing adversity. Instead of merely enduring, we should seek the lessons hidden within each challenge. This shift in perspective allows us to respond to life's difficulties with purpose, seeing each struggle as a chance to refine our character. As Seneca suggested, life's challenges are like weights, each one adding strength to our mental and emotional muscles. So, the next time you find yourself in the midst of hardship, ask yourself, what lesson does this hold? How can this experience make me stronger? In seeking growth through adversity, we cultivate resilience, self-discipline, and a profound sense of inner peace that no external circumstance can shake. With this mindset, adversity becomes less daunting. It transforms from an obstacle into an opportunity, teaching us resilience and guiding us towards self-improvement. Now, let's explore the final principle, where we shift focus from external wealth to the richness within. 7. Cultivate inner riches over material wealth. In a world where success is often measured by possessions and status, Stoicism offers a radical perspective. True wealth lies within. Seneca famously remarked, "It's not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." While it's easy to believe that happiness comes from external achievements, the Stoics challenge us to look inward, focusing on the wealth of character, integrity, and peace of mind. Consider this. How many people around us seem to have it all, yet are still restless, constantly chasing the next promotion, gadget, or social approval? Stoicism reminds us that the pursuit of more can create a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. When we tie our happiness to things outside ourselves, we become vulnerable to loss and disappointment. But when we cultivate inner riches, virtues like patience, wisdom, and contentment, our happiness becomes stable and enduring, unaffected by external circumstances. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, surrounded by breathtaking scenery. In that moment, material possessions are irrelevant. What matters is the richness of the experience, the presence of mind, and the appreciation of beauty. Stoicism encourages us to seek this inner contentment that doesn't depend on possessions or status, but on our ability to live in harmony with our values and virtues. But how do we cultivate this inner wealth? Start by reflecting on your values and priorities. What kind of person do you wish to be? What qualities do you admire in others? By focusing on building these qualities within yourself, you create a source of wealth that no one can take from you. Like a well-tended garden, inner riches grow with time and care, filling our lives with a sense of purpose and fulfillment that no material object can match. This doesn't mean Stoicism rejects material comforts entirely. Instead, it advises us to enjoy life's pleasures without becoming dependent on them. Material wealth is fleeting, but the contentment that comes from knowing you have acted with integrity and kindness is lasting. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. By reducing our attachment to material things, we free ourselves from the anxiety of loss and gain, finding satisfaction in the person we are becoming, rather than in what we own. When we shift our focus to inner wealth, we not only enrich our lives, but also cultivate a resilience that protects us from life's ups and downs. The true measure of success, according to Stoicism, is not in accumulation, but in self-mastery. Each time we resist the impulse to equate wealth with worth, we gain a deeper appreciation for the simple joys and meaningful connections that form the fabric of a fulfilling life. Are you ready to focus less on what you have and more on who you are becoming? By cultivating inner riches, we build a life of true abundance, one rooted in virtue and wisdom. And with that, we reach the end of our journey through these Stoic principles. Let's reflect on the essence of Stoicism and how to integrate these teachings into everyday life. These 7 Stoic principles reveal a path toward freedom and tranquility. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or living without joy. It's about cultivating resilience, embracing change, and learning to live with purpose. By focusing on what we can control, embracing the present moment, accepting life's cycles, detaching from external validation, and seeking growth in adversity, we cultivate a life of depth and meaning. So, what resonates with you the most? Does the idea of finding validation from within strike a chord, or does the concept of viewing adversity as growth speak to you? Stoicism invites us to live with greater awareness, to let go of what doesn't serve us, and to connect more deeply with the values that guide our lives. If these ideas have inspired you or offered even a glimpse of wisdom, I invite you to join this journey. Comment below and share which Stoic principle feels most relevant to your life right now. If you found value in this, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with others who might also benefit from these insights. Thank you for taking the time to explore Stoicism with me today. Here's to mastering the art of letting go, finding strength in resilience, and living with intention. Until our next journey, may you carry these Stoic principles forward, embracing life with peace and purpose.